How you doing? I'm Evangelist John Dye with HeartMinistriesOnline.com. Here to bring you another message today. Today I'm just coming to give you the answer. Let us get right into it. Let's start off with America has some deep-rooted problems and issues. And let's address those issues honestly about what's going on. Let's just get to the truth. America is not number one at anything. They're not number one in healthcare, education. Their social lives are falling apart. There's chaos and confusion. There's corruption everywhere. And it stems from the way this country has been brought up from the very beginning. So when we look at that, we have to be honest and see that the leaders, have disadvantaged other people economically, educationally. They really taught all these people to believe in money as the way, and money is not the way. We've got out of these people's lives, and now it's self-evident. And so they had this trickle-down economics that didn't work, and had disproportionate between rich and poor. And black folks have suffered under this rule for many years, with the burning down of their churches, their schools, so they couldn't read and write and be behind in that. Economically, they took all the money and the wealth and hid it and sent it to offshore accounts. You look at it across the board, they suffered in health care, not having that, and as well as the middle class and everybody underneath that has suffered all together in this whole country. And the people are just sick and tired of it. And the people are out now and talking about it and protesting. I mean, the whole world is looking at it. I mean, this thing is out of the box now. It can't be put back in the box, if you want to be honest about it. Now it's time that these changes that I told you about long ago before now, if you look at my tapes, my books, it was wrote down before it happened. God said write it down. You go to HeartMinistriesOnline.com, look at my biography, and now I'm here talking to you today. And ignoring me, you've done that before, but look where you're at now. It's worse than ever. So when God sends somebody to send a message, you can't ignore the message. Sooner or later you need to bring that person and talk to the whole world, like in the days of Moses, when Pharaoh had to call Moses. It's just the truth. And I think we have to look at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is filled with old white men who have that old way of thinking. Like I said, trickle-down economics, they never trickle down to anybody. And at this point, like I'm saying, no one should listen to America, not no other countries, and not the people in this country. And that's where we're at. That's why there's an uprising of people that's sick and tired of being sick and tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. Because that's all you're going to get is a circle of motion of doing the same thing, this pattern of hatred and racism and prejudiceness and inequality and unfairness throughout the country. And everybody's looking at it, and the whole world is protesting from China to Australia. That's a shame. That shows you that there is no leadership in this country. And it's time to stop listening to them. Back to the Supreme Court. That Supreme Court needs to be diversified. It needs to be filled with younger, fresher, open-minded people from all walks and backgrounds of life, so that when corruption and injustice reach the court, they can quickly overturn it because they know what's going on. The people in that court are too old to know what's going on in these streets out here and to have the answers for them. Like I said, no one 21 wants to live under somebody's 85-year-old rules when they don't know, when grandma and grandfather don't know what's going on in these streets, that they're killing people out here. And the truth of the matter is, because you made people economically disadvantaged with CEOs getting $250,000 and your common people only getting $7 an hour, you got these people around here fighting for scraps and crumbs and cutting one another's throats to make it in life, to working 3 jobs, to turning other people into hustlers. Why? You created all these problems. You created this crime. You created this discord in life by not having everybody have a fair share in the economics of this country. It's self-evident, and God has sent me to tell you this message. Make no mistake about that. So when we start to go in and examine these problems, let's start with the top and go all the way down to the bottom, because the very people who created these problems, these old white people and old white men, I'm just being honest with you, we're taking a fair look at it. I'm not a prejudiced person. I'm just calling like I see it. You made all these rules, you wrote all these laws, and those laws do not apply to what's going on today. And they need to be overturned and rewritten. And the Congress needs to be strong enough to rewrite these laws, and the rest of society is ready to stand up and help you rewrite these laws, because they're protesting all over, from every background, from every color, from every race, from every country now. So let us look at the corruption that's in the police department and weed out that police brutality and racist spirit and prejudice spirit, all the way from the police department all the way down to the corrupt judges, corrupt prosecutors, and corrupt lawyers that's keeping this stuff going, and weed it all out and put it out on the table and get it out of our society. And have people that's open-minded and fair and not prejudiced, that love one another and want to see this country rise up to be the best it can be through diversity. And stop trying to slow it down, and stop trying to slow down change. Nothing can stop it. Change is coming, and nothing can stop it. So that's why we have, rest in peace, George Floyd. We have that, and all the other names of people that's been killed under this brutality, and all the other people, no matter which color you may be, and all the other minorities struggling and suffering up under this economy, and all the people in general that's a part of the United States of America that's suffering under this, for the top 5% can have their way. It's over. Now, let us address one more issue before I go. Black reparations. Black people, like I said, have suffered and up under this rule, and now it's time to change it. The coronavirus has came through, and it didn't care what color you was. It didn't care if you was white or black, young or old, rich or poor. It didn't care about your status or who you were, which part of the country you came from. It was all over the world, and it swept through here, just like the plague. And it's exposed this country. And now it's time to address all these issues and clean up everything. And while we're cleaning up things, let's put God back in our lives, back in our hearts, back in our minds, back in our homes, and let's start to clean up the people's minds. Because you taught all these people to believe in money. And money ain't the answer. Love and truth, fairness and equality, justice is the way. And I am the way, the truth, and the light. And this message is being sent to you from me by God. Call me and contact me when you want me to speak to you and speak to this world, speak to this country, and speak to these people about the way, the truth, and the light. Get my books, get my tapes, go to my website, and if you're ready for the truth, contact me. If not, continue to go around in circles. God bless you all.